Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Philly Cooking with Maurice. This is episode 3. I know these been spread out a little bit, but we get into them. There's going to be more in the summer. I promise you that. So, in this episode, I'm just going to talk about the Eagles' schedule release. It came out last week. We didn't talk about it on the last episode. So, all of us will be doing a special episode on YouTube talking about our team schedules. And this is the first one. Now, Earl and Lucas will all have their own separate episodes on YouTube talking about their schedule. So, quickly, let's get into it. Week 1, opening night, kickoff. Thursday, September 4th, the Eagles will play the Dallas Cowboys. Big game, division rival, right out of the gate. Dallas Cowboys are going to be good this year. They're always competitive if healthy. So the critical matchup will be CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that new duo of receivers against our second year now cornerbacks and Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. It's already been a little smack talk online. You've probably seen it of Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb talking about Quintanamo Bay. So that's always going to be a game to get up for. Now it's week 1. They're going to be raising the banners at Lincoln Financial Field. That's going to be a big game, a real tone setter for the division. All in hand. Week 2, we go back. We always go. Seems like we always play at Kansas City. This is a Super Bowl rematch, September 14th, 4/25. We always play at Kansas City for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how that works out schedule wise. You never play here, but the Chiefs are going to want their revenge. They're going to want their blood. It's going to be another big game. And that's going to be the trend of this season for the Philadelphia Eagles. They play one of the tougher schedules and they're the Super Bowl champions. So everybody's going to get up for that game because they are the champs. They got to rise to the occasion and respond. Week 3, September 25th. Excuse me, September 21st, pardon me. 1 p.m. at home against the LA Rams. Another playoff rematch, but they come here cross country. So this is going to be another tough matchup. They've had some new additions with the Rams as well. So and their defense is young. Another year, that's going to be a tough game. And by the way, I'm not giving any predictions. We're going to save that for our podcast. So just to stay tuned because I will give a actual win-loss prediction, but I'm not going to give it here. I'm just talking about the Eagles' season schedule. Week 4, September 28th, at Tampa. Once again, they're at Tampa Bay. They're playing the Todd Bowles defense. I don't think the Eagles have, under Sirianni and Hurts, have ever played well at Tampa Bay. They've always got their teeth kicked in playing at Tampa Bay. That's going to be a tough game. But after that, it gets a little bit easier. October 5th, 1 p.m. at home, they play Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are an up-and-coming team. Don't take nothing away from them. Bo Nix had a good rookie season. Their defense is still good. But the Eagles should take care of the Denver Broncos that week. Next week, week 6, Thursday Night Football, short week. October 9th, 8:15 at New York Giants. Second division game of the season. Giants have a tough road ahead for them. This should be, I'm not going to say walk in the park. I might jinx my team saying that. But the Giants are still rebuilding. Let's just put it to you like that. And if the Eagles don't take them lightly, I like their chances in that one. The next week, October 9th, they stay on the road. And by the way, the Eagles don't play back-to-back home games this season. That's just the way the schedule makers made it. They don't play back-to-back home games, but this is a back-to-back road game. They go to Minneapolis to play the Vikings. October 9th, 1 p.m. That should be a good game. If the Vikings are still competitive this season with a new quarterback at helm, JJ McCarthy, that should be an interesting game. All right, they're back at home October 26th, 1 p.m. against the New York Giants again. So they play the Giants 2 out of 3 weeks. That will be a trend that happens at the end of the season for the Eagles and another division rival. October 26th, 1 p.m., they play the Giants. Like I just said, the Giants are a rebuilding team. Yeah, you'll hear my predictions about that later on this summer. After that, week 9 is our bye week. I like this bye week. I like it right in the middle. Last year they had their bye week early. It did benefit them to have their bye week early, I must say, looking back at it. They got things right during that bye week. This is right in the middle. I like that. I like that for this team. Everybody can get healthy. Hopefully, no serious injuries, knock on wood. And we're right back on the road after the bye week with another playoff rematch, and that's against the Green Bay Packers. Monday Night Football, November 10th, 8:15. With the Packers now getting denied their tush push proposal, that's going to be a fun game to watch. We may have to do like a challenge or a shot for every tush push the Eagles perform in that game, just out of spite, just this little dig. After that one, Sunday Night Football, Lions home against the Eagles. They're here in Philly, November 15th, 8:20 Sunday Night Football. Another big game. These are I'm going to say there's a lot. It's a lot of big games here. The Lions were very competitive last year. Actually, they were the number one seed in the NFC conference. I think they're going to repeat this year. It's going to be tough. The Lions are going to be tough. They're going to be healthy, especially on that defense with Hutchinson coming back. That might be the toughest game of the season for the Eagles. I'll just put it to you like that. That's a good one on Sunday night. November 23rd. November 23rd against the Dallas Cowboys, 425. This one, this is that time of year when either the Cowboys are strong or they fall off a cliff. We will see. Oh, and by the way, that Packers game, I want to say that Packers game is no. Oh, that's the one coming up. Excuse me. The Bears game coming up. That's Friday, November 28th at home. That's actually Black Friday. So this is I think this is Amazon. Is this an Amazon game or Netflix? I'm not sure, but it's one of them streaming services. The Bears are another rebuilding team. Now, the Bears can go either way because they have the talent to actually be a really good team, but they haven't put it together yet. Hopefully, another season of Caleb Williams at the helm, they will be a little bit more competitive. I gotta see about that one. That might not be a walk in the park for the Eagles. But Friday, November 28th, Black Friday, interesting time for a football game. But hey, that's what happens when you're the number one team. So moving on, December 8th, Monday Night Football again. The Chargers in LA. Whew. Chargers another one. I think the Chargers are going to be very competitive. They always borderline on that competitive or contender range. So I like Herbert. He gets a lot of credit for not winning the playoff game, but he's a good quarterback. But we got to see about that one as well. They can be a really good team or a really bad team. We will see. Raiders at home, December 14th, 1 o'clock. That's a week 15 matchup. Raiders, they're the Raiders. What can I say? Yeah, I don't foresee the Raiders being very competitive this season. They got some new additions. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Now, here's the matchup that boggles my mind. December 20th, Saturday, 4:30 or 8 p.m. The times could flex against the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders were our biggest rival last season. So you would think the NFL would have put that on maybe in the middle of the season, maybe highlighted it early in the season, maybe the first week, opening night, since that was the NFC Championship game. The Commanders wanted their revenge, another playoff rematch, but they put it December 20th, week 16. Um, Maybe things are still up in the air when it comes to the division title or the conference standings at whole, but I thought the NFL missed the mark on this one. I mean, I understand they want to highlight the Cowboys Eagles rivalry. Fair enough, but still, the Commanders, they're up and coming. They're an up and coming team, and they got a superstar quarterback. Going into a second season, would have liked to have seen that earlier in the season where it could be more competitive. And week 17 at Buffalo, December 28th, 425. That's a tough game. These last two games before the season ender are going to be very competitive games that might decide division or conference standings. Buffalo Bills play tough. It's a good team. Josh Allen's a really good quarterback. We're going to see how that game turns out. At Buffalo is a tough task, I will say. And the season ends at home. A home game ends our season against the Commanders. This game might not mean anything, just like the last couple seasons for the Eagles. The last game hasn't really meant much outside of the Giants game where the Eagles had in hand. It wasn't really competitive. Like I said, you want to highlight this rivalry earlier in the season. I would have liked this game, the Commanders game, to be switched with the Giants or the the Giants or the Cowboys. To be honest, because I just think the Commanders will have just as successful as a season as the Dallas Cowboys, and the whole division will be competitive. So you don't know where the teams are going to be standing that seats. Their teams will be standing at the last week of the season. So, why not put these competitive games, you know, more in the middle of the season or even like week 15, week 14, where the stakes are at their highest. This game, just the Commanders, players might be sitting. We don't know. That might determine the outcome of the game. It's tough to project week 18. We just don't know. But yeah, so that's the Eagles schedule. It's going to be very tough for the Eagles. Very, very tough schedule. They're going to be, last season they were on a hunt. This season they're going to be hunted. We're going to see what their championship resolve looks like. And we're going to see if they can respond and maybe even try to repeat. First things first, they have to repeat their division. Nobody has won the NFC East 2 times in a row since 2004. That was the McNabb Eagles, Andy Reid Eagles. So it's been 21 years since someone has repeated. So the odds are already against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we really do have to come out and set a tone early. Those first 4 games, Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, Buccaneers, will be the tone setter for this division. Excuse me, for this team in this division for the season. All I'll say is not to give a prediction. They gotta win three. They gotta win 3 out of 4. I say they gotta win 3 out of 4 just to set the tone for the rest of the season. It gets easier after that. Like I mentioned, they play the Vikings, might be tough. They play the Lions, might be tough. Usually they split with the Cowboys. Usually they go either 2-0 or 0-2 against the Commanders. Last season they split. The Commanders are projected to be contenders again this season. So they split with the Commanders and Cowboys. I pretty much can predict that one right now. But besides that, the Lions and Bills and Packers are also going to be pretty tough games for them this season. So with that said, this is going to be it for Philly Cooking with Maurice, episode 3. Just wanted to give you guys a highlight of our schedule for the 2025-2026 season. And with that said, you can follow 14 Rings of NFC East podcast on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple Music. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us there, 14 Rings underscore 14 underscore Rings podcast. Until next time, see you guys. Have a good day.